Was that in correlation with your character change? How did they present it to you? Who presented it to you?
It was Vince and Stephanie who presented it to me. They said, "How would you feel about wrestling in dress? Could you do this?" I says, "Yeah," because they had started ECW again. They wanted to take Nunzio and put him in ECW, so they were looking for something for me to do. So a lot of people took it as a goof. Some people took it as a rib. But being I was a consummate worker, I'd been 15 years in the business. I said, "Okay, I'm going to take this and make it work." And I made it work. I got it over. I went on an undefeated streak. And not too many guys could take something and make it great. Here I am wearing a dress, and what do I know about wearing a dress, and what do I know about doing this? Everything was done on the fly, and I learned as I went. And I said, "Okay, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this," and it got over. The people loved it. And once I started smiling, I became the biggest baby face, and I was probably the most recognizable pro athlete for that year. And it was great. I got to pose in Playgirl magazine. I did it tastefully. Ashley Mazzaro was in the magazine. She did Playboy. So here we are, Playgirl, Playboy, models. And, for everybody out there, I got to tell you, for every guy who ever said, "Yeah, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to get chicks," it's the most freezing thing you ever thought, because they all say, "Don't let them take a picture. Don't do this. Don't do that. Hey, did you get excited?" The last thing you're thinking about is getting excited. You just want to get through it. You want to make sure you're covered. You're doing everything. It was one day of beauty I will never forget, because you're in there and you're working all this time just to make yourself beautiful and present yourself in the best way. And it came off very, very prestigious. Probably one of the greatest things I did in my career as far as modeling. You know how many guys could say they were a sexy model and Playboy? You got the centerfold without showing anything.
Talk about the lifestyle you lived for that year that you told me about. We used to hang out. Tell me about, people don't understand you lived this gimmick.
I lived it. I traveled in it. I worked in it. I traveled the world in a dress. I went everywhere. Women adored it. Women loved it. I got to meet so many fascinating people, so many people who wish they could have been me, to actually wear the dress and be that person. And as a straight guy, and people coming out and they say, "Man, I wish I could do what you're doing," and meeting people on planes, people actually upgrading me to first class. I'm sitting there freezing on a plane. They're giving me a blanket because I'm in the dress. They're giving me a blanket so I can cover my legs. People were like, they were beautiful to me. And, it was funny because it was probably my best year of dating, being in a dress. It really, guys, it's a serious. I used to come home and say, "I could go out and let me go to the club." I'd put on my regular clothes. I go out and say, "Yeah, I'm going to score tonight to get some honeys," right? Not a drip. Put the dress on. It was like a magnet. I was like, "Man, I should have did this 10 years ago." I'm telling you, it would have been great.
Oh, it's funny. Why did they take you out of the dress?
Michael Hayes had a racial problem. Michael Hayes was a racist. Michael Hayes had a bunch of homophobia things. He was a Southerner. It's noted and documented in WWE. He said, "I can't have a guy like you on my show. We need to get you out of that dress." And at that time, they were trying to make Mr. Kennedy. That was his boy, his drinking buddy. So I got taken out of the dress because of it. Nobody could understand it.